Flanagan. I want you to raise this room. Welcome, guys. How are you? Hello, Kim. How you doing, mate? Hey, Tommy. How you doing? Have a seat, gentlemen. Do you want to stand or do you want to sit? Which one? Yeah? Do you want to... Kim, take this one.
Sure, I'll take that one.
Hey, is this one?
Manchester. Hello?
How exciting is this? We have Kim Coates and Tommy Flanagan. I can't believe it. UK Manchest 2019. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of our show. We can't believe you're here.
Manchester. Are we in fucking Oh, I shouldn't swear. Are we in Manchester?
We always fucking swear. If anyone's offended by the fuck word, you should get the fuck out of here. Otherwise, it's nice to see you, Manchester. Alright. Question number one.
Mr. Coates, so, who was your favourite actor on Sons?
It's a fucking easy answer. He's sitting next to you.
Chives. Not chips, chives.
Chives.
Chives is my favorite character.
Chives is from Somerset, isn't
So guys, you were on Sons of Anarchy, you were the main cast for 7 years. So obviously doing something like that back in 2008, did you ever think that Sons would take off?
This is what I work with. That's what I work with.
Did we ever think it would take off?
You know what? You guys know this, but when you do a television show like Sons of Anarchy, when we first did it, we had no idea if we would even make it through the first season, let alone get picked up, let alone become one of the biggest hits in television history. You never know, but what I do know is when Sutter and John Linson and FX cast people like him and me with these incredible faces that we all had, I mean, really, none of us looked alike, and there was no Hollywood about us at all. And I thought the casting was brilliant, and yeah, 92 shows, how about that?
Someone said to me that they watched the whole fucking 7 seasons in one weekend. How is that even possible? 92 hours and 2 days?
It's a lie.
It's a fucking lie.
It's a lie.
So if anyone tells me again they binge watched in 2 days, they're fucking lying. Just saying.
Yeah, you are. You said it again.
Is it you? You must be on amphetamines or some shit. And can we have some?
So we've got some
Obviously.
So at its height, Sons of Anarchy had 4.9 million weekly viewers. That's an insane amount of people tuning in every week.
I was just in Scotland.
So I've got a question from someone on the internet called Tommy251, and he says, what was the most uncomfortable scene you had to shoot? Because obviously you guys had some brutal scenes in Sons of Anarchy.
When we were all naked and I had to look at Kim Coates' bare ass all day long.
You guys,
No. Stop. Nah.
you guys remember,
He's got a wee bikini line and he's fucking, it was not attractive.
you guys remember it was season 5?
5?
Yeah. Season 5, Kurt Sutter comes up to all of us, we're in the church, doing a
Get your tits out, Father. Yeah.
doing a beautiful scene around the table, and Sutter announces to all of us around the table that 5 of us, which turned into 4 of us, we're gonna go to prison, buck naked, good luck. So we all looked at each other, and other than Theo Rossi, who was just like, tat, 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 tat. We all did a lot of push-ups for a couple of months. And,
I did. I got natural.
Tommy's lying. And we all put those cock socks on and put those fuckers on and stood in that line. And yeah, it was Ryan at the front. Charlie had to stare at his ass. I stared at Charlie's ass. And Tommy stared at my
I said,
ass.
all the fucking arses. What the fuck did you say?
He So,
Don't give up your day job, son.
so we've got another question. He said, which actor is more like or unlike their character on the show?
Unlike?
Unlike or like. So you guys like your characters or not?
All of us.
I think probably DL was most like his character, Happy. For those of you who know what I'm talking about.
David LaBrava, H.A.
So David LaBarra was a real Hell's Angel, like
Real.
So what was it like? Obviously, obviously your actor's on a very successful TV show. What was it like, obviously working with a real Hell's Angel? Because obviously you can have reference from those guys, can't you? What was it like?
In all honesty, it was, they would go off to San Francisco for the weekend and then come back and he'd all these stories. So you had a little flavour of that world, I suppose, yeah?
Yeah, I think the 1%ers around the world, no matter what club you were affiliated with, kind of gravitated to Sons of Anarchy. We were the first show ever in a biker mentality that appealed to everybody. We appealed to bikers, to judges, lawyers, cops, the servicemen and women. My daughter, Kyla, was at UCLA at the time, and when Sons hit the airwaves, every Tuesday night, her and 64 of her dorm mates would watch Sons of Anarchy. So I think you all know that. It exploded so much that we just appealed to everybody, and that was a really cool thing.
Woo! So if you could change characters and you could swap with any of the other cast members, who would you be?
Chucky.
Peggy Bundy. Peggy Bundy.
Peggy Bundy for Tommy. Chucky. He masturbated all day long.
Who would we, Tig. I'd be Tig. Because he was so nice.
Could you figure out in the last 2 seasons, as you know, we're the only 2 members alive of the leads. David LaBrava became a lead after a few years, but really the first 10 originals, and Tommy and I were the only, is there a dog fight?
Shut the
American Bullies.
Are they
are
okay?
So cute, yeah.
that's
so
Paul's
cute.
dogs. Paul with a tats on the face.
Yeah, Paul's
Says dogs,
attitude, yeah.
Okay, cool.
American
Cool.
Bully dogs are so cute.
Because we're dog guys up here. I don't want any animals hurt. Right.
No idea. Sorry, carry on.
That's okay. So in the 7 years that you guys did Sons of Anarchy, is there a particularly favourite scene that you had that you really enjoyed shooting? If it was like out and about or in the club?
Well, personally, towards the end, can you shut the fuck up, you? Oh, look, I'll get 5 dogs, I can't be saying that. Towards the end of the show, me and Ken got to do a lot together. And that's, to me personally, that's what brought the show to life for me, because I love working with this guy. So, anything with him in it, which was everything, kind of, pretty much.
That's what I was about to say, is seriously, Flanagan and me, the last 2 seasons, if you noticed, there was, once Clay died, and people started to go quickly, that last season, really, Charlie had a heavy load, but Tommy and I really brought up the back end of that storyline. Every scene that I was in with him, no matter how emotional or funny, it was really lucky that we had each other those last 12 or 13 shows, because it was tough to get through, right? That last season, it was so violent that last season. I remember turning to Tommy and Charlie in one scene. I said, who are we killing and why? And Charlie said, Coachy, if you don't know, I have no fucking idea. I mean, Sutter just got very, and he's brilliant, there's no question, but he got so dark, he just wiped everybody out, and it was a tough season to get through, really.
What he said.
Woo! So we have a fantastic cast in Sons of Anarchy, and obviously we've got some big Charlie fans in the house, and some big Boone fans in the house. Who is like the character that you most got on with the best? Like, I believe Boone was like a really close guy to you, wasn't he? What's it like?
Boone. I love anything with those 2 in it. I was happy. But you know what? We all got on. There was no ego. We were friends. We were brothers. Whatever. We all got on really well. Yeah, dating Carly, pain in the ass, that old bastard.
The little
Sheriff
curmudgeon,
Hanson.
the little sheriff who wanted to be a biker the whole time through. No, we all got along so well.
Really?
It was ridiculous. And I got to tell you one more thing. Like, this is true. All of Hollywood wanted to be on that show. Everybody wanted to guest star on that show, from Brad Pitt all the way down. They all wanted to be on that show. And so we would big dog anybody who got cast in that show. They would come into that makeup trailer and we're all getting our tats on, having a puff, getting ready, and people were just shaking when they came in. And we purposely didn't talk to any of them, man or woman, for at least an hour. So they thought, what the fuck have we come into? And then we'd get them coffee and made them laugh and made them really welcome. So we were very proud of having all the guest stars that we did have on that show.
We definitely looked after the guest stars. No, 100%. Everyone that came on that show, if they see that we weren't, oh my God, I'm competing with a fucking dog. Never mind. It was a good show. Thanks for coming. Are we done?
So obviously, like, I love Sons of Anarchy, but obviously in some of the scenes there's some quite violent scenes. Like, as an actor, did you have to like prepare yourself to kind of get into that scene? Because obviously some of them are brutal, especially one with your daughter. Like, there was some crazy scenes in there.
That fucking thing. Oh, sitting on the dock of a bay. Oh, Cossey. That was beautiful, son.
It was, when Kurt Sutter came up to me, we were all in New York City doing the upfronts, and Sutter came up to me and pulled me aside and said, by the way, in the first show in season 5, your daughter is gonna die in front of you. She's gonna be burnt alive in a pit, and you'll be chained like an animal. And I went, what are you talking about? And so for me, and Tommy had arcs like that as well. When they wrote for Chibs and Tig, or Booney, or Theo at the end, when they wrote for the core cast, we got some of the best stuff to do, and as an actor, that's what you want. So I had to go to a very, very dark place, obviously, and I'll never forget, we filmed it over 2 nights, and I stayed in this old beat-up hotel in downtown LA. I didn't go home. We filmed it over the night, so on the second night, I'll never forget Tommy and Charlie and Boone showing up to find Tig sitting in that pit full of the tears. These boys didn't come to set until it was time to shoot. And so when they filmed these 3 guys coming up, my brothers, to see what I had obviously had to go through, that's called real. That's called no acting required. He doesn't act, I don't act, we just feel. And that was some of the most gripping shit, because we all went to the premieres every year, whether it was more about him or more about me or more about Charlie or Ron, whoever it was, as castmates. You get to sit there with 1,000 people at the Chinese Man, and you see it on a big screen, right? And we hadn't seen each other's work, so that was a special time for all of us castmates to see what everybody else has been doing that weren't in the scenes that we were in. And that was one where we all stood up at the end when we saw that premiere, because they saw what you and Charlie and Boone and me and my daughter, Minor, did for that beginning show, and it was kind of powerful.
Wow, emotional. I remember that scene. Do you all remember that scene? Fantastic. Big round of applause for that scene in particular. Emotional scene that was. So, obviously the Sons of Anarchy are known for their amazing bikes. Tell us about your bikes and obviously the journey that you guys had with the bikes on set, and if you had different bikes, or did you have the same bikes, or did you have, like, did you change them each season, or did you just keep the same ones? So it's about the bikes. Tell us about the motorcycles.
I think I brought my mic. Oh, it's back. Sorry. The bikes. I'm going to let you take that one.
I think the thing that we need to tell people is we were so fortunate that no one died or got maimed or
About
lost.
that. Oh. Season 2 over the handlebars.
Season 2, Tommy went right over his handlebars.
First thing I said, I hit the ground, and the first thing I said, did you get it? Use it.
Oh yeah, and then Ronnie, he wiped out like bad, and Booney and I were right behind him. We got off our bikes, crooked thing, get off a horse and didn't move him, and and Booney wiped out and hit it raw.
Ryan wiped out as well.
Yeah, Ronnie and Boone wiped out pretty hard.
Ryan, Ronnie, Boone, DL. Did you? No?
My closest call, and I would have definitely been dead, was just last season. And it's a